Hi, hello. Welcome to the episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is March the 5th, 2025. Hopefully, this episode finds you well, in good spirits, and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. Today was overall solid. I'm still dealing with the pangs of my little sinus infection situation. It's haunting me, but overall, we moved. We're fine. Work was busy, so much so that even my supervisor came and we had a little powwow about it while they were giving me my food ticket. So, hey, we got a food corner in the wings. But it's just been like an influx of work, which means there's going to be more trash for your boy. So, it is what it is. Overall, it wasn't too bogged down where I was like really feeling it. Just constantly moving between the two compactors, just mashing it up, mashing it up, mashing it up. Let's see. Let's talk about food corner. Let's just actually just go there. Since it was my lunch, we had this box lunch situation. So there was a roast beef sandwich that you could get. There was a chicken sandwich you could get. There was a chicken salad sandwich. And I believe a veggie wrap, something to that effect. Or it might have been a veggie sandwich. I didn't really peep it. But that was what was on the menu. Your boy chose the chicken salad sandwich on ciabatta bread. It was very yummy. It came with macaroni salad, a little fruit salad medley situation, some St. Vicky's chips, which are pretty bomb. Though I will say it was like a random roll, like a random, like you didn't know which one you were gonna get in terms of the chips. I obviously wanted the jalapeno. I did not get those, but at the same time, I didn't get like a salt and vinegar roll. So hey, we're good. We dodged that. I just got the sea salt, and that's fine. So that was good. Pair that though with my Doritos and my energy drink, so that was nice. Little add on to the combo there. And then there was a dessert of either like a brownie or a sugar cookie, I believe. I got rickrolled and got the sugar cookie, but I was so ravenous that I ate it all up. Nom, 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 nom. So, I mean, it was an amazing sandwich. I gotta say it. They even had a little side of pickles. I don't know if every one of them got the side of pickles, but I don't know about y'all, but I am down for some pickles on my chicken salad sandwich. I did not hesitate to plop a couple of them on there. So overall, it was yummy. I will say, I gotta woe is me a little bit. I gotta cry a little. Cause this whole meal like completely broke my brackets on my whole little diet situation, right? And like I said before, there are gonna be times where I'm going to eat outside of this diet. You know what I mean? Like, yes, we're down to do chicken and rice for life, whatever. But I'm gonna have my little times where I'm gonna have my treat, right? I'm gonna eat a little big. It is what it is. But the guilt instantly set in, and by the time I got home the night, hopped on the scale, it's like sure enough, we gained like 3 pounds, and I was like, dude, I hate myself. I hate myself. I want to jump into a vat of acid and end it all. No, 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 obviously not in a video game, whatever. But no, it was a really good meal. It was worth it. I'm not mad. There's really no regrets on that end. Taking it to the gym though, post work, it was much better. And I don't know if it was because of that sandwich, like it powered me up on some Popeye shit. I don't know, but I was way less beat up. I was way less tired, and we were overall able to get through it. But I will say this is where the cold really like just did the number on me, because yet again I was like halfway through my cardio session, and I just started coughing, and I was just, I don't know why. I just get so embarrassed about that. I feel like it's such a gross faux pas to be coughing and doing all that. So I didn't like that, didn't feel good about that. But overall, came home, took a couple Advil to kind of cut that, and, we're fine. So overall, really good day. I really enjoyed it. We read about some ugly ass news, some of which we're going to cover a little bit here today, but so it goes. That's what it is. But overall, the day was good. It was solid. I really don't have too many complaints outside of being, a big fat, and that's really, and the cough. Yeah, those are my two icks for the day. But yeah, let's go ahead and do our startup, and we'll get into some news. How's that sound? All right. All right. So I mentioned this last episode, so I figured we start off at the top with Trump's address to Congress. From the Associated Press, Trump's address to Congress showed the country's stark partisan divide. Now, I don't plan on really getting to the nitty gritty of this. Trump yapped for 90 fucking minutes. 90 minutes. Pretty much just like, it was much like one of his campaign rally speeches where he just tugs himself off and talks about how cool he is and how, the Democrats have, or Joe Biden have fucked him over in some way, shape, or form, or fucked the America over, whatever. So everything was pretty par for the course, unfortunately. We had the Democrats come out with like little signs saying must steals and false. He lied, of course. Trump lied a bunch, said so many things. Blamed the inflation on eggs. He's like, oh, that's Biden's fault. Even though this flu and all this fucking shit has all happened on his watch. You know what I mean? But he's coming to fix that, of course. He talked about Biden and his open borders. I mean, it's just so much fucking bullshit, dude. I know there's been plenty of media outlets that have done like a whole just page-long fact check on all the shit he said and was just completely wrong about. He made it up. But like I said, let's just try to cover some of the broad strokes. A president's speech to Congress, even without the formal gloss of a State of the Union address, is typically a time for a call to unity, a national unity, and predictable claims about the country being strong. But that wasn't President Donald Trump's plan. His speech on Tuesday night was relentlessly partisan, boasting about his election victory and criticizing Democrats for failing to recognize his accomplishments. The hard edge reflected Trump's steamroller approach to his second term, brushing aside opposition and demanding loyalty throughout the federal government. And then they go through some of the takeaways. I will say just something off the top I wanted to mention before I forget. Al Green, who I have in the thumbnail, he's like shaking his cane at Donald Trump, standing up, refusing to sit down. I would say that was maybe the most iconic moment of the whole thing. Really stood out. Because essentially in that moment, Trump was talking about this grand mandate that he received from the people. And Al Green, pipes up and he's like, you didn't get a mandate for the people to cut healthcare. That was the long and short of what, Al Green was saying. And he refused to sit down. It did cause a ruckus. And J.D. Vance and Mike Johnson, were calling for the Sergeant of Arms to kick him out and restore order, which they did wind up doing. He might get censored for that, but I would say that was the most aggressive thing that any of the Dems did. Rashida Tlaib had a little whiteboard where she was just talking shit on, and that's cool. I still love Rashida. That's dope. That's fine. But it just, once again, it just felt so limp and fucking useless, dog. I can't help but feel that way. And I saw a lot of my little liberal ass fucking friends. They were like, yeah, good. They loved that. They thought I was cooking with some fucking politician saying, yeah, this is not normal. Cool. Yeah, you really turned the world on its head here. What a protest. What an act of defiance here from our democratic fucking institution. It's irksome that this is the best that they're going to be able to come up with. There's no policy. There's no action. It's just seemingly that there's nothing they can do. They're just going to lie down for the next, 4 years and just let this motherfucker just take it? I guess. I don't know, man. I don't know if my anger here is valid or not, but I do find it fucking frustrating. And once again, just to see my friends is being like, yeah, this is cool, this is based. All right, man, but it's not doing anything. You know what I mean? These Republicans are still just fucking enacting all these fucking policies or just letting Trump get away with everything. They're just raucous applause from them. They're filling up the space with this bullshit. So, but like I said, just kind of getting back to Trump and the speech, he definitely just stuck to the culture war shit, talking about how he, is, shutting down affirmative action, DEI, trans rights, he's doing all that shit. And he's touting it as this big dub that's actually helping America. And sure, with the tariff stuff, we're going to get, I think he tried to say discomfort or something like that. He keeps trying to change the word, as if it's not pain, as if it's not something that's fucking you over and hurting you economically. And I want to make an aside here too, just once again, getting anecdotal, getting personal. Sorry if you're hearing my fucking upstairs neighbors trampling upstairs. This is what it is. But, one of the maintenance men, my favorite maintenance man, is coming over. He's like, yeah, I'm really seeing the divide, Isaiah. It's so crazy, and I just laughed at him. Like at this point, I just find it so comical. I don't care if you're a conservative-minded person, a liberal-minded person. I just think people are so fucking kooky about this shit because they see these things that are happening, and then or they regurgitate it through the news, and they just have such a strong emotion. But yet, I know they're gonna sit back in their fucking lazy boy, pop another fucking jalapeno popper, and do nothing and say nothing. Half these motherfuckers didn't even fucking vote, bro. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to fucking say to these people but laugh. Like, I really just think it's comical, bro, because you don't really care. You still don't. Even when this shit is melting down around you, you don't really give a shit, man. We're about to be slurping on some fucking poop and piss, bro. I don't know, dude. I'm trying to think what else. We should hit some more highlights on this. We talked about Al Green. Oh, this is important. Trump warms on Zelensky after days of hammering the Ukrainian leader. Now, this is a bit of an update from previous story. The meltdown at the Oval Office between Zelensky, Trump, and J.D. Vance. Now, Zelensky he hasn't said sorry. He didn't do that, but he has definitely tried to, capitulate, come say, hey, no, I do want to come back and sign the deal. I do want to make that happen. We'll just read a little bit from here. But towards the end of his address, Trump read from a letter from Zelensky he had received earlier in the day. The letter reads, Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer, Trump said. Nobody wants peace more than the Ukrainians. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. So yeah, you'll notice sorry there, and I like it. I like that Zelensky is at least trying to stand on business here. But at the same time, he's also on his knees about it because what else can you do? He's kind of got you by the fucking short hairs here. Especially too when you're saying, hey, we are pausing the aid we are giving to you. That has been a non-stop thing. Whether I talk about it or media outlets fucking talk about it. That has been an ongoing thing one way or another, where it's we've been sending aid to them, and to put the whole pause button on that and alone is very major. Not to mention that, Zelensky and Ukraine are trying to get support, not just for right the fuck now, but in the future. So, they kind of got to move quick here on that part, unfortunately. Trump is not giving them any wriggle room here. You got to come and kiss the ring. You got to Glock on that shit, tool on that thing, or, he's apparently not going to fucking work with you. He's going to play hardball. I already mentioned Trump blaming Biden for the egg inflation, which is fucking funny as fuck. And the funniest thing is, too, that there are motherfuckers who will believe that shit. They will eat that shit up. That somehow, some way, it's not my favorite president's fault. It's not fucking Mr. 47. It's Joe Biden. It's the fucking ungrateful Democrats. They're the reason. And it's bro, it's crazy that people refuse to see the shit that is right in front of their own goddamn face. It's insane to me how, what a motif that is, how constant that is. That's why I get so tired and I'm giving up on arguing people, having these, fucking debates and conversations. It's no, dude, you only want people who are going to agree with you. That's it. I get it. Fine. You're an old dog. I can't teach you nothing new. But it's crazy that you're just letting these people say the shit to you, and because it's on Fox News and not CNN, you're going to gobble it up. That's wild to me. It's insane, but I know that that's not just an American issue. People do this all over. People love a populist. They love to just fucking feel hey, I'm going to get guided through this by the guy that I voted for, right? I believe in this process. I believe in my guy. I guess. But, I mean, dude, you're going to the slaughterhouse with this shit, and you're doing it willingly with a raucous of fucking applause. It's crazy to me that we have these members of Congress. I'm not talking Republican, conservative, whatever, but or liberal, whatever. I am talking about conservatives, though. This guy is overriding you right in front of your face. He's circumventing the whole fucking democratic process, and you're clapping, you're yelling, you're so excited about it, knowing good and damn well you are damning your constituents. And shit, even your constituents are fucking happy about this shit. Some of them. And granted, we do have the people pipe up saying, oh, you know what? Maybe I am starting to regret my vote for Trump. Maybe these tariffs are bad for my fucking small business or my big business. Maybe this is going to be really painful. But they still trust the goddamn process. It's insane. It's just fucking wild, man. Because once again, getting personal, yeah, I voted for fucking Biden. Yeah, he won. Did I believe that Biden was gonna fucking change the world? No. I was hoping that this guy would at least be a bridge candidate, and he wasn't even good at doing that. The motherfucker couldn't even build a decent bridge. He couldn't even fund a goddamn one, dude. The infrastructure shit was ass. But yet, here we fucking are, man. So, I at least respect the motherfucker who can say, hey, this motherfucker's doing this wrong. He's doing that wrong. Like, you should have the fucking awareness to do that. But it's crazy that this fucking people, especially where I live in Ohio, man, they're just top glazers, dude. They don't care. They're like, he's so good. He just does everything right. America's gonna be great. Like, bro. Elon Musk came. He showed up in a suit. Good for him. I'm glad he didn't bring his fucking shitty little tech support shirt. Let's see here. We talked about the tariffs. That's we already know about that. But yeah, I mean, we'll go ahead and leave it there. There's more, but once again, I don't want to pull a Trump and yap for 90 minutes about this shit. There's other news that is going on in the world, and I want to talk about that. So, from the Associated Press, at least 3 Serbian lawmakers injured as smoke bombs and flares thrown in parliament. So this to me was just so like fitting to kind of go from one Congress session that to me was just like guys with little like, oh, Musk steals and false, to like literally motherfuckers being like, what if we blow this shit up? I'm like, you know what? Let me talk about this shit. At least 3 lawmakers were injured on Tuesday, one of them seriously, after chaotic scenes in Serbia's parliament, during which smoke bombs and flares were thrown, further fueling political tensions in the Balkan country. Lawmakers were scheduled to vote on a law that would increase funding for university education. But opposition parties said the ruling majority was also planning to approve dozens of other decisions. They said that it was illegal and that lawmakers should first confirm the resignation of Prime Minister Milos Vucevic and his government. So this is a bit of an update. We have touched on this before, and we're gonna catch back up again. But chaos erupted about an hour after the parliamentary session started, with opposition lawmakers blowing whistles and holding up a banner reading "Serbia has risen, so the regime would fall." Ooh, excuse me. Hundreds of opposition supporters rallied outside the parliament building during the session. Video footages from the assembly hall showed clashes between lawmakers and flares and smoke bombs being thrown. Serbian media said eggs and water bottles were also thrown. Officials later said 3 people were injured in the disturbance, including lawmaker Jasmina Obradovic, who was taken to the hospital. Parliament Speaker Ana Brnabic, who accused the opposition of being a terrorist gang. Now, granted, they also had some signs, so hey, I guess that's the vibe right now in Congress is bring your own sign, bring your own little protest sign, and that's cool, that's cute, but hey, they took it an extra level and said, we're throwing some shit. We're lighting some shit up. And to me, I'm like, that's at least a little extra chutzpah, a little extra oomph for me. Defense Minister Bratislav Gasic, we're going to say Gasic, described those behind the incident as a disgrace to Serbia. The vandalism of opposition MPs has exposed the nature of their personalities and essence of their political agenda, Gasic said. It's like, motherfucker, you guys were literally trying to white knight this badass fucking slew of fucking policies through because you're like, yeah, we're gonna fucking, pass this university bill, which everyone wants. And it's like, no, what everyone wants is for this fucking group of politicians who are supposed to be gone to actually be gone. So you guys should resign and leave and, so others can take power that should be in power. And it's like, yeah, we're supposed to get to that, but we haven't. This is important though, so we're going to do that and our other things that we said we were going to do today. But, stop being terrorists. Like, oh, okay, man, I think you all are fucked up here in the room and then at that point. Serbia's populist president, Alexander Vucic, visited Obradovic in hospital. Yasmina will win. Serbia will win, Vucic said in a post on Instagram, showing him holding the lawmaker's hand in an emergency room. Now, let's do this quick catch up. Vucic resigned in January as the government faced protests over the collapse in November of a concrete train station canopy in the Serbia's north that killed 15 people and which critics blamed on rampant corruption. Parliament must confirm the prime minister's resignation for it to take effect. A rise in education funding has been one of the demands by Serbia's protesting students, who have been a key driving force behind almost daily street protests that started after the November 1st canopy collapse in Novi Sad. Opposition parties have insisted that the government has no authority to pass new laws. Leftist lawmaker Radomir Lazovic said the opposition was ready to support the passing of the student-requested education bill, but not the other decisions listed in the assembly agenda. Lazovic said, "We can only discuss the fall of the government." He said the only way out of the current crisis would be a transitional government that would create conditions for a free and fair election, a demand that ruling populists have repeatedly rejected. Vucic and his ruling right-wing Serbian Progressive Party, once again, y'all know I love when they fucking do that shit. They cloak themselves in some kind of socialist kind of progressive thing, but really it's like, no, you're a right-wing fucking, force here. Political fucking juggernaut. Fuck off with that shit. Just go mask off. Just be who you are. Say who you fucking are to the people, please. But they have imposed a firm grip on power in the past decades, despite formally seeking European Union membership. So I guess that's like the balance. It's like, yeah, we're evil pieces of shit, but like we want to be a part of like the big group who we don't like, but like, we get that we need to be a part of the EU thing. Okay. Many in Serbia believe the fatal canopy collapse was a result of sloppy work and a disregard of safety regulations because of government corruption. And to me, that just sounds so fucking familiar. They're like just the rampant, like just parallel. And I'm sure that it's not just America that obviously you can do that too. That's why I like kind of bringing these things up. It's like this shit has been all over, and it's a shame. It's unfortunate, but I will say I at least kind of like seeing the aftermath here as opposed to, where I live in America. Like, once again, with the cool little nifty little fucking signs. But still, I realize at least to some extent I'm being a bit cynical. Like, the whole day I was kind of like, man, cool that Al Green did what he did, shaking his cane and shit. But, hey, you're at least putting your job on the line. You know what I mean? I do think that is a real thing, and that's worth noting in a positive note of support, as opposed to just saying, well, boo, you're not doing anything, you're not doing enough. But I do get it, that you are fighting a bad numbers game, that, shit just fucking sucks. It's rough all over. So we're going to move on to some other news. Less political, I guess, in a way, but keeping international. From the BBC, many fear dead in Sudan after shelling hits crowded market. Dozens of people in the Sudanese state of North Darfur are feared dead following heavy shelling on a camp for displaced people. The paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, or the RSF, attacked a crowded market at Abu Shouk, a camp on the outskirts of the city of Al-Fashir, for roughly 2 hours on Tuesday evening, a local official told the BBC. The camp is home to over 500,000 displaced people, and the assault on its market is the second in 3 days. Al-Fashir is the last major town in Darfur under army control and has been under siege by the RSF for over a year. Tuesday's attack on Abu Shouk took place at the busiest time of the day. The camp's population are mostly Muslims who are observing the holy month of Ramadan, and many were out shopping at the market, preparing to break their fast for the day. The shelling caused several injuries ranging from mild to severe. Dr. Ibrahim Nadjan, a medic at Al-Fashir's last functioning hospital, told the BBC. Abu Shouk was also shelled by the RSF on Sunday in an attack that has killed... Oops, sorry, I got a weird ad in the way. In an attack that has killed 6 civilians, local health volunteers have said. The RSF has not commented on either Sunday or Tuesday's attack. And they go through a review of like when shit started in April 2023. I know we've covered this as kind of like several beats at this point. Obviously, things are still more or less at a standstill between the two forces. It doesn't seem like too much has really moved outside of these like big major attacks in which civilians are caught in the crossfire and killed, unfortunately. But that being said, we're going to keep covering it. We're going to keep talking about it because, shit, that's all I really know I can do. That's all I can do. But that's it for that part. Now, let's go ahead and just wind down. I know I kind of came in hot and loose, as I want to do on a hump day. But we are taking a story from Prevention. That's the outlet, but also Yahoo News. But we gotta toss some salad. But let me go ahead and take my last break, and we'll close it out. All right. FDA recalls popular salad kits over undeclared allergens. Pre-made salad kits are a convenient way to get your greens, but a lot of popular ones were pulled for a reason not so convenient. Little Leaf Farm salad kits were voluntarily recalled due to an undeclared wheat and fish allergens. The FDA recently announced. People with allergies or severe sensitivity to wheat and or fish are at risk of serious or life-threatening allergic reaction if they consume these products, the agency said. Oh, excuse me. All kinds of burps today. The affected product made up one pallet of 96 cases of 576 individual Southwest salad kit clamshells, which were tainted during an assembly-related production mistake. Technically, fewer than 20 individual kits were incorrectly assembled and affected, per Little Leaf Farms, but the entire lot was recalled out of an abundance of caution after a consumer filed a complaint upon discovering incorrect ingredients in their salad. And don't get me wrong, I completely get this because I don't get it. Like, I'm a person who doesn't really have a known food allergy or what have you. I think my only allergy that I know I have is like cat and some dog dandruff or something to that effect. But when you do have an allergy like this, it's going to make you more meticulous. You're gonna just be like, hey, I'm gonna look things over, and if I see things are a little bit off, I'm not just gonna go, whatever. Like, you're gonna be, no, wait, this might fuck me up. So good that that person said, hey, I'm gonna do my due diligence, and I think something's wrong with this salad kit. And then you find out that, hey, this is, not just this one. Let's see here. Southwest salad kits were the only variety affected. Also, that was another thing I was going to add. Do y'all fuck with the Southwest salad? Because that was the first time I realized that I could eat a salad as a kid. And like it. Like, don't be wrong. I'm sure up to a point I had salads greens, whatever. I'd rather just have a burger, have a burger and fries from McDonald's. But I remember getting a Southwest salad from Wendy's and being like, damn, this kind of fucking hits. I could eat this again. But I do want Big Bacon Classic, But anyway, Southwest salad kits were the only variety impacted by the recall. Printed on the bottom of the package, they go with the lot number, and the best of date of March 8th, 2025. And y'all know the deal. If you have any of these kind of salad kits, you throw it away or you take it back to where you got it from and say, hey, I got this, you kind of get like an exchange or whatever, you do that, you do your due diligence there. But yeah, definitely unfortunate. I guess I'll read this too. The salads were recalled in Massachusetts, Connecticut, and New Hampshire, and could be found in retail stores, including Ahold USA Freetown, Kilduff, Stu Leonard's, Associated Grocers of New England, Shapiro Products, and CNS Wholesale Grocers between February 20th, 2025 and February 22nd, 2025, the recall said. But did want to close out with saying, hey, there haven't been any injuries or reactions. So overall, that's good news. That's a silver lining. Hey, sometimes you just have to do a recall. And if no one got hurt, then that's great. Then this is worth it. You know what I mean? This is one of the few times where you say, hey, good that the business did things quote unquote the right way after they realized they fucked up or, a mistake was made, instead of saying, hey, we're going to sit on it and not do it because we don't want to blow money. Because sadly, that is a common thing in business where people are ultimately just worried about the almighty dollar and pleasing their shareholders, that they are willing to take risks with people's lives, with their consumers' lives. So I'm glad that they didn't do that here. So I know when I cover like recalls like this, it seems like maybe very asinine or whatever, because we're talking about like, oh, that's the thing that the average person isn't going to be affected by. But once again, if this is something that could completely take you out, could kill you because you have an allergy, you could have a really bad reaction, then it's important. This is relevant to you, and it's not a zero-sum thing. So I'm glad that companies, we're at least covering at least some companies that are doing that, doing the quote-unquote right thing here. So you give credit where it's due, right? And also give some tomatoes where it's due. You know what I mean? Because as much as I am talking shit about, a boo protest, we do love a good tomato town. We do love a good fucking whoop-ah. And you know what? That was another thing I was thinking about today. I would love... Bring back the shoe. Bring back the shoe guy. If you know what I mean, the George Bush moment, the iconic moment. I miss that shit. Anyway, I'm off the rails here. That's it for the day. If you'd like to help out, support the effort, I do have a Patreon. Patreon.com/IsaiahNews. Become a newsie today. Free ways to hit me up, IsaiahNews1@gmail.com. Feel free to follow me or the podcast on any of the socials. Hopefully you're subscribed to the YouTube. Or you're following on TikTok, or you're following on Spotify. Leave a cool comment, leave a like. Sharing is caring. We love to see it. Thank you so much. Also, thank you, Mom. I know I don't always, react or say something, but I try to get to them. But I really appreciate that. But yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for being a friend, and hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love ya. Bye bye. Mwah.